So today I want to show you how to imprint, inform, modulate substrate in the biolaser. But before I start, I want to give you a little bit an idea what actually happens, because I think there's a lot of mistaken ideas from people who really have no basics in physics. See, and here I have my collection of Brazilian crystals. You see, this is the very typical one, and this is calcite. But what I'm more interested in is actually all those forms of crystals that have all kinds of variations that you do not find in normal shops. And actually, see, all this is something, all variations of a crystal that has to be a certain way. You see also here, it's wonderful, there's a crystal growing on other crystals. Because we have, as a society, we have a very strange idea that crystals have to be pure, they have to be one way. For example, this is an amethyst, but it's the cheapest one. They actually throw this away in Amethysta. This was lying in heaps on the side of the road that I picked it up there. It's for free. The same, basically everything that you see here is considered trash because it's not fitting in one particular category of amethyst. Amethyst should be like this, very dark, even darker, then it's considered to be a valid or valuable amethyst. But really our life is not like this, so all these things are considered trash. They sell it at $5 a kilo. And actually I'm more interested in this because I know the variety of life in everything is much more healthy than some particular monotypes. But this is what is considered to be the valid and the best and the precious material. So now, why do I say all this? Because it's really related to what we are doing with the informing, with the imprinting. People say, well, you put frequencies on a substrate. No, that's not correct. Same with all our computer technology. There's not vibrations in your hard drive. There's not vibrations in your flash drive. So what's in there? How is the information contained in a flash drive? It's not a vibration. There is no vibration. So it's contained in a crystal, and actually in a silicate crystal, in a silicium crystal. And it's always very similar to these. This is silicium oxide. But silicon wafer is also just a monocrystal. So that's why it took so long to make those wafers, because it has to be a monolithic, 100% pure wafer. And then in this wafer there are being put impurities in this wafer, so it becomes a semiconductor. Again, we have the impurity that is actually the clue to information, to being able to contain information. So silicon alone would not contain any information, would not be valid for a microconductor. But the impurities that are put in, this creates a semiconductor. And a semiconductor again is a DV state, semi. It's between conducting and non-conducting. So it's just another form of DV that has revolutionized our world. So same like for you, you should be always in a state of conducting and non-conducting. If you're always running, it means there's something wrong. If you're only, I need relaxation, more relaxation, you're in a complete exhaustion state, chronic fatigue. It's also, you're not anymore between the two polarities in a semiconducting state. So that's the psychological part of it. But what I want to say, what I want to tell you, we do not contain frequencies in anything. I don't know where this New Age idea came from. Frequencies are maybe from the sunlight when they are in motion, but in substances there is no frequencies. There is a composition of elements, and they can be in a certain order, and if you know how to read the order, then you have a flash drive, a information container. So how do we do this now with the laser? And this I want to show you in a separate video, but for now just understand, we are not having frequencies in anything that we work with in the core system. We are creating a change of order, and this order, state of order, is the container for information. So how we do this, I show you in the next video. So I'm getting a lot of very, very amazing healing stories of people who informed a substance and then put it here in this magnetic modulator. And this is really a modulator, so it's not like all those radionic wells and little containers that are told you put something in and we put the frequencies. No, this is real magnetic generator, and how you work with this is as follows. As I said, that you don't put frequencies in, you have to modulate a substance. So if you just put water in or just put alcohol in, you cannot modulate this in any significant way, because neither water nor alcohol has any significant magnetic permanence. So what we do, what we suggest, is just use a water and alcohol mixture and then put a few drops of colloidal, any metal, gold, silver, or whatever colloidal you have. And this is really the reason why colloidals work also for healing, because they contain a magnetic information. And so you just use a few drops of this in a water alcohol mixture as your substrate. You can also put in, as I've heard, put in a biopsy of like a cancer case. We had just one person, she got healed after a few treatments with a informed liquid that also contained her biopsy. But the main thing is you put in an modulated energy. So where does this energy come from? So you have in the system here, in the laser system, you have two possibilities. You can just put in the client own frequencies. So for this you take, for example, here a foot plate. So you see the here it goes up, and if there's nothing in the source there's a source in plug at the back, then you only have, from what comes out from the health integrator, the amplified eigenfrequencies. But if you want to inform a substrate, you have to switch this on here. Switch this on, and then this green light comes on, and then you can measure a magnetic field here in this port. So now, once you have put the colloidal silver in here, you just put this in here, and you get the colloidal silver modulated, just like in a semiconductor, in this substrate. Now, how long should you put this in? I understand now from the experience, the longer you let this in there, the stronger it will be. It's like succussion in homeopathic. Nobody until now understood why succussion is necessary, because you add to the information of the homeopathic remedy, you add the energy of the succussion process. So now you let this in there. We have one client, one user in China. He has very good results with adding a certain additional music. I say that's up to you. I would use here the frequencies that are generated with this our sophisticated frequency channel program. You just do a scan for resonant settings, and then that's it. You start, and you add here at your headphone output, you connect a audio cable to the source in of the laser. That's all you have to do. I have put here a splitter because I also want to listen to it at the same time. That's good, especially if you have music, it's nice. And now if you want to do something really, I tell you, it's an amazing experience. If you have a massage chair like this, and I don't switch on this now, but if you use a LED glasses, if you use the headphone, and then in addition you use the Bioresoance. And I usually always use channel 2 output on the belly, because this is so grounding, and especially for me, I'm doing so many things. I would be crazy by now if I would not have the laser doing this every day. And then you put on the headphone and the glasses and do the massage. Just start this now. Just that you hear, this is a Brazilian made. It is a little bit. Actually, you have to make sure you can still put the feet on the blade, so I have to put this down. Okay, now, so, now this works. If I don't use, I have the, well, let's switch off the air, so otherwise we have a little bit, it's a little bit too loud. So, now imagine we have somebody here with the Bioresoance, with the LED light applicator, and the audio input of his own frequencies. And while you do this, maybe half an hour, actually half an hour is almost too much from my experience, this is being imprinted at the same time. And I tell you, persons will get up and they really kind of have a different state of being. And I want to tell you one thing that I found very important is to always give a lot of time also for the rest. So don't have somebody give a full treatment like this and then get up and go out in the street. That's too hard. At least give 50% of the time for quiet rest. You can still have the laser on, but the main thing is that there is no more stimulation from either sound or light or from the massage. Just have the person quiet for the last half of the session, and I tell you, this is the reason for my infinite amount of energy and excitement about life. This is, I know, it's the future for many people who are either completely running madly or are on the other side of the spectrum in complete fatigue and exhaustion. We have to come back to the semiconductor state, and for this we are creating the remedy, because this is a semiconductor, and it's a combination of your eigenfrequencies and the frequencies that you add onto it, like music or the frequencies that the core system found. But even if you just use the eigenfrequencies, the most simple way, so you don't have to add anything, this is a very, very powerful potion. So in order to do this, just to repeat, the only thing you have to do, you connect the headphone output of your core system or your music system with the sound in, and then I suggest you put it at 50-50 here. It's between input from the generator and input from the person. You can experiment, but 50-50 is fine, and then you adjust the amplification and the amplification here, so you have at least 3 volts depending on what the person wants. Here we always have a maximum of magnetic field generator, so the absolute intensity that you set here is not important for the actual information of the substrate. That's all you have to do. Connect those 2 points, headphone output with source in, put this at 50-50 and switch on the magnetic imprint, so you have this light coming on, and that's it. And do this while the person gets a treatment for half an hour, and you have an amazing potion. Person can take this whenever they feel. Don't say 3 times a day or 3 drops is nonsense. Just tell them, take it when you feel, and you will have an experience that it changes your state.